Warning, this video has been made by a complete idiot who you should subscribe to. Hello everybody, it is me Tasman from Tasman's House, back with another video. Today I'm going to be giving you all advice on how to start your very own Minecraft server, or if you're already a server owner, how to own your server well. And yes, I know that made no sense, but I'm rolling with it anyways. So let's get into it. Now, my first piece of advice for anyone who wants to start a server is have friends. Ideally, friends that play Minecraft. Now, not everyone has these, so if you don't, maybe, I don't know, try to find a server online that you can join. But assuming you do, because I'm just taking you through how I did things and how things worked for me, is find maybe 2 friends that are relatively active Minecraft players, and maybe get a few other people on who might hop on once a week for a few hours. And really, that's all you need. For the first year of the server me and my friends started about 5 years ago, there was only ever about 3 really active players at a time, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously, if you only have two or three other people on a lot, then ideally you'd be very good friends with them, but at the very beginning, that's really all you need, although ideally you get more people on later on, but we'll get into that later on in the video. My second piece of advice is about rules. Now, not all servers have rules, however, a lot do. Depending on what kind of server you're going for, some might be more peaceful, and you may say no attacking players, no destroying bases, while others you might say you can attack players and destroy their bases, but only if those players are online. And then some servers may have no rules like that at all. Some servers may have a border that players aren't allowed to leave, others may not. And this is really different for all servers. Now, obviously, this is your server, make your own rules. However, the issue can be enforcing them. From my experience, the best way to enforce rules is to make sure you can't break them. Now, rules tend to not be a huge issue with players breaking rules early on a server when there's only a few players. But once you get to a decent amount, it can get difficult to handle. I recommend finding someone you can trust to work as an admin, or you could be a part-time admin while you also play on the server, or a full-time admin, whatever you want. But admins can be very useful as they can help track down players that are breaking rules. And then if there's some rule which you really don't want people to break, make it difficult for them to break it, as I know that most of the people I know, if they can break a rule easily and it would benefit them, there's a decent chance they will. Now, not everyone I know do that, but I'd say about half the server members on my server will, so make it difficult for them to break. For me, that means maybe putting barrier blocks around nearby end portals, to at least make it very inconvenient for them to get into the end if you're wanting to save the end for a certain point. Now, obviously admins are best, but if you can't get admins, try to do things to set up a server beforehand to make it difficult for them to break. Now, what we did for borders was, on Bedrock you're not able to change the borders, and we had a Bedrock server, so we built barriers around the edges of the world. Now, we actually used border blocks, meaning you can't go above or below them, and that worked well. So while it wasn't impossible to get around them, it was inconvenient. My third piece of advice is, when getting new members, don't add in a whole lot at once. Maybe add in 1 or 2 at a time, and if large amounts of people do want to join at the same time, basically just add 1 or 2 of them in per week, let's say, and that way you can make sure that they end up having to adjust to the server, and the server doesn't end up adjusting to them, which can certainly be a problem. I've been on the end of this where I let a bunch of people join at once, and it created a whole mess, and they ended up being the majority of people on the server. It was complicated, so basically just don't add in a whole lot of people at the exact same time. Space it out if a lot of people want to join. Now, my fourth and final piece of advice is, when people just join the server, don't necessarily listen to all their demands. Generally, I'd say prioritize what older players want, as they're more used to the server, and in the end, the server is they are more important to the server than these newer players you have. And now there's always going to be exceptions to these, and sometimes it is important, and it is obviously important to listen to all your players, but generally I'd say prioritize the needs of older players than newer ones. That's going to be it for this video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you are a server owner who has experience in these sorts of things and you feel like I missed anything, make sure to put that in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.